Welcome to the world, 9 Dead Stars. You are a second generation iterator, though I am sure you know that already. Your purpose is different than most. However, and for that reason, some of your neural tissue and computing machinery is experimental. You are to simulate sleeping at the end of each cycle and report any computations you make during this time. This may sound like a strange task. Instead, consider that you are a special instance of your kind. If you have any questions regarding your purpose or requests for maintenance, please let us know.
It has been 6 cycles since my inception, and I have become well acquainted with my systems. Curious, I decided to have my overseers view the outside world. It is a lush place, filled with dense greenery and flowing waters. The fauna is ever abundant. Today I saw a pack of small purple lizards with glowing pink gills. One had a bright pink head and was slightly bigger than the others. I think it was the leader of the pack. They worked together to catch this mollusk. The mollusk was smart. It hid its head in its shell and popped around, stunning the lizards. But in the end, the lizards, let's call them pollywogs, were victorious. They cornered the snail, and the alpha ended up eating it. The experience of watching this encounter has been quite unsettling. I feel isolated from others of my kind. My region is relatively confined. There are few, if any, iterators nearby. So I have no local iterator group. Or if I do, I am unaware of or unable to access it. Furthermore, it is strange to know that my intended purpose is different from that of other iterators. I haven't talked to any of my creators since their first message to me. I feel a little lonely, but I do not think it is enough to interfere with my mental state. I had my first experimental computation today. It was truly terrifying. A nightmare, if you will. I dreamt of rain that comes near the end of each cycle. I dreamt of pollywogs and salamanders scrambling in a frenzy, trying to desperately reach shelter. I dreamt of the many battered bodies of the scavengers who failed to make it. I dreamt of vultures flying high above the clouds to avoid the storm. It was a great, unsurvivable downpour, one that, instead of renewing life, crushed it underneath great pressure. Is this what death is? Message to Administrator. I recently had my first sleep computation, which I will call a dream for simplicity. I dreamed of an end-cycle deluge pulverizing all life that came into contact with it. According to footage from my overseers, this rain is a real-world incident that occurs near the end of each cycle. I would like to inquire about the nature of the rain and the cycles. I eagerly await your response. Please take care. I had another dream. I was wandering through a barren metropolis atop another of my kind. The city was devoid of life, save for the occasional scampering animal. I peeked through most of the buildings I passed, but there wasn't an ancient in sight. It looks as if they all packed up and left, leaving just the empty buildings of their cities as a memorial to their existence. I climbed to the top of the tower in the middle of the metropolis and surveyed the city from a vantage point, looking for signs of life. The only one I could see was a lone white creature, running from building to building, occasionally leaving one with some food. I wonder what it all means. Is this what global ascension will look like? A world devoid of the ancients, with only animals left to inhabit the grand cities? Will I eventually be alone? I have felt discomfort since I dreamed about the ancients. Yet I have not been able to pinpoint why. Is it the realization I will eventually be unattended without my creators, and thus finding a solution to the great problem will no longer be a requirement of me? Is it the knowledge that I will have no one to report my dreams? Or is it the lack of acceptance of these novel circumstances that will eventually come about? I'm unsure. I just know that as of late, sleeping has been harder to do. I realize I've never talked to anyone. If I'm to be honest, I'm too scared to try. I'd like someone to talk to, but trusting is hard. I worry that they would metaphorically eat me alive, as the pollywogs did to the snail. What if they think I'm weird due to my altered purpose and sleep computations? What if they turn my stagnant isolation into an existence of social torment? I'm scared. Loneliness is beginning to affect me. I don't want to be alone. I have been passing the time with a newfound hobby. In between my small backlog of ancient given tasks, I have been drawing. Admittedly, it is crude and limited in scope. I mostly draw myself and my creators. Sometimes I draw us interacting. In addition to leisure, I have been drawing my dreams as a failsafe. Just in case my neurons degrade, the drawing file will serve as a visual backup. On my purpose, it keeps me constantly on edge, as I never know what to expect when I hibernate my systems. Usually, it is visions of apollonic ends. I have been experiencing recurrent nightmares regarding mass ascension and void fluid. Usually, I witness my creators disappearing beneath it, never to return. Once I cast myself into this stuff to see what I would become. Surely enough, I disintegrated, which frightened me when I awoke. At least drawing has kept me relatively sane. It is a pleasant hobby. I dreamt about that corrosive void again. Only this time, I was submerged deep within it. I could feel my presence, but I was disconnected, as if my sense of self had been stripped away. I floated, yet I sank, fully aware that I was alone. I screamed, but there was no sound, there was no light, there was nothing. Nothing but a burning sensation that greeted me when I jolted awake. I don't want to be alone anymore. Since I've dreamt about being alone, I've found it even more difficult to sleep. The discomfort and malaise I feel, I still cannot put a finger on it. I wonder what the eventual fate of my creators will be. I've noticed I've been feeling warmer than usual too. This worries me. I suppose I'll run a full system diagnostic to see what has been going on, though it may take a few cycles to fully complete. Cycles? What the hell? Is there something wrong with me? There hasn't been much to update on. I still can't sleep, no matter how hard I try. To further my chagrin, the diagnostic has been unusually slow to complete. I've long since completed my backlog of tasks, so there's little to do but sit in long, uneasy silence. Suppose I could draw something again. Wait, what was that? Oh gods, please don't hurt me. Oh, you... I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you. You're not a threat. You're just... a slug pup? Oh, right. Here, let me just... There. Now you can understand me. Please don't be scared. I won't hurt you. I'll just... here. There, puppy. It's okay. You're very affectionate. You're very soft, puppy. Very soft. Sleepy. I awoke to Puppy licking me this morning. I hadn't realized I had fallen asleep with them in my lap. I must have been utterly exhausted. I pet Puppy for a while, which was pleasant. Very pleasant. I was happy. But soon their stomach growled. When they crawled out of my arms, they seemed hungry. I tried scouring my premises for food, but there was none. Nothing suitable for a young slug pup. I didn't want them to starve, but I had nothing to offer them. I told them, "I'm sorry, little one, but you must find food. There is nothing I can give you in that regard." They looked sad, and admittedly, I was too. They hugged me. Well, as best a slug pup could hug an iterator. They purred, but it was a sad purr. I gently pat their head, apologizing. "I'm sorry. I don't want you to go either, but you need to eat." They reached the exit of my puppet chamber and looked at me one last time, a mournful look in their eyes. "We'll see each other again, puppy," they said hopefully. "Please be safe out there." Their eyes grew sadder, and I saw a tear roll down their cheek. They left shortly after. I've been lying here ever since. I shouldn't have let them go. I miss them. What if they get hurt? What if I never see them again? Well, I suppose I should make a log. I've been sitting here since Puppy left. Haven't really done much. Just trying not to sleep, I guess. I've been thinking a lot about being alone. No ancients, no neighboring iterators, no puppy, no one. Just solitude. And I've concluded that I hate that solitude. I've checked a global iterator group. It looks like they're gone. The ancients, my creators, they're gone. The discomfort I feel has worsened. I feel so lonely. I have no friends, no neighbors, no one. I'm still thinking about Puppy, about how I let them leave. I regret it. I regret it dearly. I sit here hoping they'll come back, but they probably won't. I probably won't see them again. Other than that, I guess I've been sitting here, thinking, doing nothing. I feel tired. So very tired. Oh, fuck. I just had a nightmare about Puppy, about them being taken. Oh gods, I can't do this. Okay, deep breath, 9 dead stars. I was in a dark abyss with them. There was no light, no life, nothing. Just Puppy and me. They were facing away from me, so I called for them. No response. I called again, and they looked at me with hollow eyes. Before I could process anything, something took Puppy. Tendrils reached from the depths of the empty expanse, and Puppy was gone. Taken. I don't want to sleep anymore. I can't.
Diagnostics complete.
Huh?
There are 2,731 modules seeking immediate repair in the facility. The exterior of the structure is experiencing potentially damaging levels of overheating. Multiple interior rooms have begun to collapse. Sensors and cameras for many of these rooms are out of order. Significant damage to memory complex, recursive transform array, and neural terminus. Recommended actions: extended sleep cycle with most power diverted to maintenance and fire prevention services.
No, I can't. I can't do this. Not again. Fuck. I shouldn't have fucking let Puppy leave. I should have let them stay. I know they were hungry, but I should have known. They were just a pup, and I just let them fucking go. I hate myself. I'm an awful person. I had an awful nightmare. It was about a mass, blue and black with long pseudopods that it used to drag itself through some unknown iterator's can. In the middle of the pseudopods, there was a collection of tumors that made up its body. This horror was dragging itself through the gaps in the can at breakneck speeds, chasing a slug pup that was desperately trying to get himself into a pipe to hide. The slug pup got into the pipe and attempted to climb up it, but one of the pseudopods wrapped itself around their leg and yanked them out of the pipe towards itself. The mass dragged the poor slug pup behind it while it moved away from the area, finding a less open place before it began to pull the slug cat into itself, engulfing the creature with its center mass of tumors. When I looked closer, I realized it was Puppy. The creature had killed Puppy, and I did nothing to stop it. I know I couldn't have saved them, I don't want to lose them again. After it consumed Puppy, it resumed its journey through the can, making its way down from the memory conflux. When it went through the pipe, it came upon a strut leading down to the center of the can, and to my horror, it was infested throughout with these rotten monstrosities. Some were clinging to the walls, unmoving. Others ambled around, rolling over each other and tangling their tentacles trying to move. My vision blurred. Soon, it went black. When I opened my eyes, I was in a decrepit puppet chamber. I first thought I was alone, but when I turned around, I saw another iterator sitting on the floor. He had pink skin and an orange robe, and his head was daubed with 4 yellow marks and wiry antennae. His eyes were closed, so I thought he was asleep. I cautiously stepped closer to wake him, wanting to warn him of the horrors I had seen. When I touched him, his eyes sprung alive, and my puppet fell backward. When I sat up, I caught a glimpse of his face. A look of terror had set into the iterator, who was now standing. One eye was milky white, but the other, it was the same black and blue as the mass, and tendrils had begun to sprout from it. He shuffled towards me, one shaky foot in front of the other. One arm hung slack from his side, while the other was outstretched towards me. I tried to run, but was frozen in place, unable to escape. He reached towards my face, and then I awoke, afraid, terrified by what I saw. I have found myself unable to sleep since that wretched nightmare. When I close my eyes, I see him, the iterator consumed by the rot, the pulsating mass of tumors crawling around his can, the tendrils that hunger, and I see Puppy, caught in their grasp. I I can't. I can't do it. I don't want to see it again. It's too much to bear. The rot, it is a terrifying concept. According to some iterator groups, it's what happens to us when something goes really, really wrong. I don't want that to happen to me. What if I get infected? I need to stay awake to prevent it. I can't let that happen to me. I've been thinking about the rot ever since I dreamed about it. It's horrifying how it infects us and crawls through us, pulling itself along with no concern for the havoc it causes. I'm terrified of it getting even the slightest foothold in my can, so I stay awake, constantly watching every bit of my can to make sure not a single one of them is inside me. I can't let it happen to me at any cost. It's been a while, hasn't it? I guess I should talk about how I've been doing. If I'm going to be honest, I feel awful. And I feel hot. I know it's because I've been avoiding sleep, but I'm terrified by what I'll see, so I can't, okay? I just can't. In the interim, I've been turning to drawing to cope. I still draw myself, but I've been drawing Puppy as well. Sometimes I imagine what other slug cats would look like, and I draw them too. And when my neural arrays crawl into darker recesses, I draw my nightmare. About Puppy. About the rot. About what hell is like. I have been monitoring my system since my diagnostics report. It looks like power has gone out in some places. The neural terminus comes to mind. It feels like I'm burning. All of me is burning. My memory conflux, my recursive transform array, and perhaps even my general system bus. It's all, metaphorically speaking, up in flames. Perhaps it is ablaze in the literal sense. I know what the solution is. I simply refuse to willingly do it. The warmth. It is unbearable. I have sent an overseer to record the heating damage throughout my systems. It was worse than I thought. The footage I saw was harrowing. Parts of my internals have turned to blazing scarlet. They seem almost molten. I'm surprised the radiation alone didn't kill my poor overseer. It feels like I'm melting, and yet I still can't sleep. No, I won't sleep. The heat has only gotten worse. It is exhausting, and it worsens my already severe sleep deprivation. I've been drawing to keep myself occupied. I mostly draw myself, and Puppy makes me feel better. Oh God. No. I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. Oh. That is smoke. Wait. That's smoke. Oh gods, this is bad. I need to cool down. Gotta shut my eyes. Gotta breathe. Oh god, it's not working. I can't sleep. Oh god. Am I going to die?
Damage report. 64% of interior systems compromised. Battery power at 36.2%. Neuron degradation at 48.4%.
Holy fuck, I'm going to die. I can't do this. Holy shit. I can't sleep. It just... Oh no. Oh god. I'm gonna die alone. Completely alone. This is it for me. I'm finally in a nightmare I can't wake up from. I should have let myself fall asleep even for a moment. Now, no one will hear me when I scream as I burn away.
Damage report. 90% of interior systems compromised. Battery power at 9.8%. Neuron degradation at 78.6%. Full system shutdown imminent.
I have come to terms with my fate. It looks like fire spread to the inside of my can, and I am going to die. Well, die. I do not believe I can truly escape the cycles. I can't say I'm very calm about it. In fact, I'm still badly panicking. Yet, at the same time, I feel a grim sense of peace. This nightmare can end, and I can have a dreamless sleep. For good. I drew Puppy and myself one last time. I hope I see them again. Wherever they are. Wherever we will meet. Contact nearest iterator. Send location files. Export past logs. Know this, my kin. The universe's chorus was not of joy, nor of glee, but of grief, of a void left unfilled. And even though the stars are shining brighter than ever, all of them are dead.